The Atlas Post. Well, this next week's going to be a really busy week with much debate in Congress about the Stimulus, HEROES Act, unemployment, and of course rent and mortgage moratoriums. Well, starting tomorrow, July 20th, Congress returns. Okay, there's a lot of my friends that have been asking me, well, what's going to go about the stimulus? Are we going to get another stimulus check? Are they going to extend unemployment? And I basically have said, well, Congress comes back in session July 20th, and they go out to recess, or August 1st. And so basically, knowing Congress, they have much to talk about. They will either, Pelosi has already said that she may extend the time, or they may be delayed in getting the recess if they don't get an answer. But just expect that there's going to be much debate about this. So we're going to go over some key timelines with you now. So coming up, of course, are the second stimulus checks, which they have been talking about. Of course, Fed Chairman Powell and Mnuchin have basically said Americans need it. They need more money because the first one was not enough. So they've been talking about how much to make it, who should get it. Is it for everybody? Is it only for people under 40,000 or the people that need it the most? Unemployment benefits, that of course is a hot topic because the federal, this is really key, the federal unemployment ends at the end of July, which many of you are thinking July 31st, but because many states have their cycle a little bit different, that may mean July 25th is the last date. And that's just something that they know that they have to get taken care of before they go into recess, because they have been talking about, well, what happens if you don't extend it? Then all of a sudden, all these people are going to have, yes, they've been talking about a financial cliff. Then also the payroll tax cut. In fact, that one is such a hot topic that even President Trump has said that they would not, let's see what it is. Here, Trump is demanding the bill would include a payroll tax cut. This was on Fox News Sunday. I would consider not signing it if we don't get a payroll tax cut. Wow. Also, okay. Payroll tax cut. Now that's come to the forefront because Trump was on Fox News Sunday and he said, I would consider not signing it. Of course, this is the new bill, the HEROES Act, the more stimulus, right? If we don't have a payroll tax cut. While also saying he'd also like to see liability protections included for businesses, which is one of the reasons they are concerned about going back into business, because people will say, oh, if we got coronavirus at work, then we're going to sue our employer. So yes, we live in a litigious society. Return to work bonus. That's the bonus you were talking about giving people for $450 if they come back to work, because they were saying some people didn't want to go back to work because they were making too much on unemployment. Now, that was something that I used to hear a lot about, but now in the last month, I haven't heard as much about that. And maybe it's because, well, they've been talking about the return to work bonus and other things, but people have been coming back to work. And now there's more crackdowns and people are realizing, and companies are realizing, that the employees they once had furloughed because, let's just say, they might have taken some PPP money, the employees are now being let go. And then also the Payment Protection Program, that's the PPP program, that was extended until August 8th. So they have to make a decision whether to extend it again or just go ahead and end it. That will have much to do with how much has been spent already. Funding for states and schools. Another hot topic, and other economic priorities. So let's go ahead and take a look at the timeline that we've been talking about. July 20th, like we said, Congress is returning from recess. So they've been on recess since July 30th, and this new stimulus package, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is expecting to do a new one in response to the HEROES Act. The HEROES Act was the one that's $3 trillion, which they have been talking about. And that's when the House Democrats passed earlier this year. McConnell's bill is expected to be about $1.3 trillion, which is less than half the size, especially since one was $3 trillion of the HEROES Act. So they'll be starting negotiations and much discussion about that. You're going to hear a lot about it this week. July 31st, the House of Representatives, well, that's their last day because they're supposed to be going on recess on August 1st. Pelosi has already told them that she is willing to forego recess if a stimulus bill has not been finalized, and the Senate is still in session after July 31st for another week. Also, what happens on July 31st is that's the end for federal unemployment. It ends the end of July, but many states, the end of the month is actually July 25th. So if they're going to get something done to help that unemployment, which they have called that $600 a week of the federal unemployment, they've been calling it, if they stop it all of a sudden, that it's like their financial cliff is going to, actually, how would they say? They're going to be going off a financial cliff if it is not renewed. So we shall see what happens, because it is also an election year. And when they go home for summer recess, the congressmen will be campaigning to get themselves reelected. Also, July also signals the moratorium on evictions, which is currently until July 30th. Some places have already started extending it or are proposing it, and others have not. But July 30th is when it's supposed to end. So expect some changes with renters as well as mortgages. August 7th is the last day before summer recess, which is August 8th, when the Senate recess begins. It is also the date for the PPP deadline that was extended previously. So if they have not spent all the money, maybe they'll extend it again, or maybe they'll decide it needs to go somewhere else, but they've already allocated the funds for that. My guess is they're hoping that more people will take advantage of it. So if Congress does not reach an agreement by August 7th, that means there will be no stimulus check in August, and they won't come back until September 8th, which is a month later. So if they're going to be campaigning, well, let's just say they're working on getting reelected. Also, if they do not reach an agreement by August 7th, that also means there's going to be no second stimulus check in August. So when will you get one? After they come back from their summer break in September, then they can go ahead and vote on it. But you know how Congress is usually with these bills, they push it to the last minute because they're all trying to get their negotiations in while it's happening. And also the other one, they did say first stimulus check started going out on April 15th, and Congress approved the CARES Act on March 27th. So they rushed getting them out. That's 17 days from approval to the first stimulus check going out. We have a lot coming up. It's going to be very, very busy. And also, when I was telling you about those jobless claims, well, let's just say unemployment's going up, not just because of PUA, but if you have been around, you're getting to see that the restaurants or other businesses that thought they were just going to be on furlough have decided that maybe things are going to be slower than they expected, and the people are actually getting laid off. And also, it says more than 1 million Americans have filed new claims for unemployment. But that's what they have already approved. Note that there are many people I know that are still trying to get unemployment. It says more than 1 million Americans have filed new claims for unemployment benefits each week for the past 4 months. This is from The Hill. Here it also says, who is Gimbel? Martha Gimbel, Senior Manager of Economic Research at philanthropic investment firm Schmidt Futures. Her, along with other economists, are warning that the scarring could get deeper and more damaging if the White House and Congress allow a $600 weekly boost to unemployment benefits to expire on July 31st. Yes, it will hit many like a ton of bricks, because that's not $600 a week bonus, $2,400 a month that all of a sudden is going to vanish. It's been helping, but if people can't get their jobs back, that was only a temporary band-aid. Right now, they're worried about people getting evicted and about people being unable to feed kids. And it isn't about the stimulus, it's about support. And granted, if you have the choice, you're either going to feed your family or pay your rent. Guess what happens? There goes rent. Also, on those rent moratoriums, it was end of July, and people have been filing papers for evictions. But there are some places, like in California, Newsom signed an executive order which gives counties the green light to prevent property owners from evicting their tenants through September 30th. LA County Board of Supervisors extended its own moratorium on evictions through at least July 30th for residential and commercial tenants. July 30th isn't that much further, and that's the part that we're hoping to go ahead and change. They did vote to use $100 million for the CARES Act to help provide relief to residential tenants and landlords. Granted, it's going to help them, but this is only if they've got some steep parameters around there, such as Tenants are eligible if they earn below 80% of the average median income. I'm Joy Atlas, and I just want to tell you thank you for helping to support our channel on Patreon or by buying me a coffee. Yes, details are in the video description. You can also help us out by sharing our videos. Hopefully you have enjoyed this. It's helping you, giving you information. Please like them, make comments, check out our playlist, and subscribe for the latest updates. And yes, share it with a friend. Tap into your news with the Atlas Post, and have a joyful day.